You have heard the show. The show is Renewed Hope Agenda, the way forward. It's getting to that period, that Yuletide period, the festive season. The weather is so dry. And I like for you to tell us about yourself, first of all.
Good afternoon, our listener at home, our esteemed listener. Thank you very much for this privilege to be in this program this afternoon.
While enlightening Nigerians as well.
I'm a journalist and broadcaster based in Abuja. My defense correspondent, my humble self. And it's a privilege to be in this program. Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, now. Well, let's look at the defense mechanism in Nigeria right now. Although this is not what we're supposed to be discussing today, but since I have you here, we seem to have peace and tranquility in Nigeria today. Would you say that's credence? Would you give good kudos to the Renewed Hope agenda of President Asiwaju when it comes to security management and stuff like that?
Yes, absolutely. Because the president, with his leadership acumen, he appointed the right people in the right position. With the appointment of Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Kwapi Musa,
as the new chief, okay, the defense staff, okay.
The Chief of Army Staff, General Lekwaja of blessed memory, and the present incoming Chief of Army Staff.
Okay.
I think it's the right step in the right direction. With other service chief too. The round peg in the round hole. So he did well. That you can see the improvements. The fight against insurgency, the banditry in the northwest. The Nigerian forces recording success in recent time.
Now that you talked about insurgency and banditry and stuff like that, like I said, this is the festive season, and we don't seem to be hearing anything. We don't seem to be hearing much on insecurity around the society, around Abuja and environs this period. Yeah, and I'm looking at it that like there's something that the administration is doing that is right when it comes to security and the management of security apparatus within Nigeria, because the benchmark has gone low, the index has really gone low. Yeah, you were saying absolutely, you were going to say something.
Absolutely, because you are right, because if you can see it, if you can feel it, you can see it.
Okay.
In the last quarter of this year, we have experienced, early this year, first quarter of this year, experienced some insecurity in the FCT, but with the coming of the right people on board, and you can see it's a collective responsibility, both the citizen and the security apparatus. As a citizen, give the information to the security agencies that we work towards it, to tackle the insecurity wherever it is. So they are doing well. We can feel it and we can see it. There is security along our routes. We don't hear the bad news we've been hearing before. And the insurgency and the banditry, the kidnapping, they have been brought to minimal level.
Okay, let's what do you think? Let me put this question to you now. You know, there's this issue of advocacy has been a major issue in our society. So then let me ask you, what role can civil society organizations play in promoting transparency, accountability, and in in the implementation of renewed care? Good.
The media,
they're utilizing the media as well as they ought to, because there are so many things that are happening, pockets of things happening around that are not adequately publicized. I mean, enlightenment and advocacy is not as well as it ought to be. Yeah. I mean, that we need to rev up on the tempo. We need to support the Renewed Hope agenda of President Asiwaju as it were.
No, they've not been there yet, but I think they have tried their best to carry the media along.
So what's your advice?
My advice is that we should come together and interface together with the stakeholders, especially the spokesperson of the security agencies. Must carry the media editors and not defense correspondents along, maybe interwoven in seminars and conferences, so that they all speak in the same page. And they all face it in the same page.
They all be on the same page, yeah?
Yeah, in line with the Renewed Hope agenda toward finding security and building a sustainable nation for us in prosperity for all Nigerians. Without security, there won't be prosperity. So this thing there won't be development. Security and peace and security work hand in hand toward development in any country in the world. So this thing is key. So we must work together. In fact, the media must take the ownership by setting the agenda for the security of our apparatus. So the civil society believes in the media. Now the media must carry this thing to the security apparatus so that they will work together with them. So this problem will be half solved. In a situation where the media will be giving the state actors, non-state actors, more publicity than the state actors, is unfortunate in some section of the media are good in doing that, which is very sad. But they should turn that energy to publicizing the activities. We don't have any country than Nigeria. We don't have any armed forces like this one we have now. So we must take the ownership. So we must give them the support by publicizing their achievement, the morale, by boosting the morals of troops in the front line. There are people that are having sleepless nights. Me and you, we are two at home. They are there in the forest and in the battlefield, They are not with their family to make sure that we have a secure country for everyone, for every one of us. So I think that is my take on this.
Okay, now let's look at leadership. Now let's move on to leadership. How do you? I would like to say, how do you inspire and motivate the President Asiwaju? Like, how do you inspire them? What should government do to inspire them and to motivate them? Because a troop, or rather troops that are not motivated, are not inspired, will not live up to the bidding. Now, being a media man in the defense, how would I put it, in the defense apparatus of government, what have you seen that is lacking? Because in terms of inspiration and in terms of motivating the troops in front, so that they will live up to their expectation. Because we're facing a Yuletide, a festive season. We need for these troops to be up and on top of their game.
The welfare of troops and their family must be paramount. So that if the government have been doing in recent times. So I hope that we build on that and do more for the troops. The welfare and well-being of their family is paramount. The way we treat our troops matters. It will ginger them to give their best in protecting lives and property and to defend the territorial integrity of our nations.
Okay, now we're looking at a scenario where the troops, how would I put it now, have a low spirit. But from what you've said, let me just go straight to the question. What do you think is best way for us to handle conflict and criticisms? Dissent within the military architecture, within the security architecture. Because conflict and criticism, they're very key. There's a way you're going to criticize the military, and it will be a downturn on the morale of the troops. There's a way you're going to handle conflict within the security architecture, and it'll be it will boomerang, more to say. So now, how do you think it should be handled? Conflict and criticism.
We are privileged to have a disciplined armed forces. So
Okay.
they have their internal mechanism of dealing with indisciplined other dissent voices. So I don't think a disciplined armed forces will not go against the system. So I think they have their own internal way of dealing with, and they have their internal way of listening to each other, to laying their complaints to their superior officers to handle. So I think that is the way to go. It's not a civil society, it's a disciplined organization. So they have their rank and file, and they have their way of doing their things. You know what I mean? So to build the morals, and which they have been doing. If you have a complaint as an officer or as a soldier, you go to your superior and lay your complaint. They have their own way of tackling it and dealing with things like that, which they have been doing since the advent of this dispensation of.
But you see, that's what because that way they've been doing it is so secretive. Some persons have said that there's victimization. They said in terms of promotion, in terms of conflict management, there's been victimization against this. So the Southerners have cried out that they are marginalized in the military, more or less so. And I'm not here to promote regionalization, you understand, and sectionalism in the military. But I think we should have a robust military where every part of Nigeria should be carried along. What's your take on that?
These facts and figures are there for you. Are there. Every Nigerians have been carried along.
But if you look at the security architecture, there seems to be one area of the country that is more prominent in the security architecture of the renewed hope agenda of President Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu. Most persons are saying that the Southwest are holding the strong and the long end of the stick when it comes to appointment in the security architecture of President Asiwaju, in promoting or in upholding the renewed hope agenda. You think so?
I disagree with that.
Okay.
Because this is the first time there's a balance. All the service chiefs or any the GOCs, the whatever in the hierarchy of the military, they are all from all regions. In military, there's no regionalism. They are there to serve Nigerian. So though they may have where they come from, but I don't think there's that. It doesn't affect the appointment and promotion in the military. So it's just it's the handiwork of detractors. Every government has on detractors.
Yes. Talking about detractors, I want you to speak more about detractors because there seem to be a lot of detractors around the corridors of power and outside the corridors of power.
No, we're in a democratic dispensation.
Yes.
If you expect that, it's normal for you to vent your opinion on certain things you disagree about, but speaking against our security agencies or our armed forces, it's unpatriotic, no matter whatever is the case. There are things you don't touch, you don't do, you don't talk about it in the public or in the media. So you don't run your military down because you don't have any other country than Nigeria.
Yes.
We don't have any armed forces than this one we have now. So we must defend it, we must protect it, we must speak good of it so that we boost the morale of our men and officers that are there for protecting.
In the theater of war, especially. I have a friend that I miss so badly here. I like to commend him now, and I wish he was here with you to pair with you. Dr. Peter Olumuji, aka Sharp Sharp. I wish you were here in the studio. He's a security director. He's a director in the security architecture of FCT. Dr. Peter Olumuji, wherever you are, kudos to you. You're doing a great job. My name is Sam Atase Oburu. And I'm the national chairman and convener of the Renewed Hope Agenda, The Way Forward. That's the program you're listening to here. We're not done yet. We're just getting warmed up. And we've had with us here in the studio no other than Abraham Awodi, our security and defense correspondent here, sitting in the interim until the guests begin to arrive. But as it were, the show must go on. There's no dull moments with Sam. Never give up. I never believe in the word impossible. Anything and everything can happen with Sam Atase Oburu. Stay tuned. You're on to Citizens Radio 93.7, and the show is the Renewed Hope Agenda, The Way Forward. Let's take a break now. But it is pertinent we know that hope shines brightest, and what we pursue is a renewed hope for a better tomorrow and a greater Nigeria. Join us on the program Renewed Hope Agenda, The Way Forward, from 1st October 2024, every week on 93.7 Citizens FM, 2 p.m. every Tuesday, as we discuss the policies, programs, vision, benefiting effect. Also, disclose the many opportunities for growth that the Renewed Hope Agenda has made possible as it tries to leave no one behind. We will also be dissecting how the Renewed Hope Agenda is building a strong cord among our people, investing in the future. Almost here. It's 2:30 already. You're almost here. The program doesn't
Renewed Hope Agenda is active and alive. A better tomorrow starts today. The program is brought to you by the Renewed Hope Agenda, The Way Forward. For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media at Renewed Hope Agenda, The Way Forward. Facebook at Citizens FM 93.7, Instagram at Citizens FM 93.7, X handle at Citizens FM 93.7. Subscribe and watch us live on YouTube. Call us on 090 3222 9797 or 070 3893 6646. WhatsApp number 0818 222 2205 070 3893 6646. Keep a date with us every Tuesday 2 p.m. Citizens FM 93.7 with the veteran and legendary Sam Atase Oburu anchor. I come correct.
Are you sure? You're ready? Okay. Well, you're welcome back to the show. It's still Abraham Awodi sitting in the hot seat here. Awodi says he has the capacity to take us places. My name is Sam Atase Oburu. The program you're listening to is the Renewed Hope Agenda, The Way Forward. on radio, and the station we're on is Citizens Radio, FM Radio 93.7. We're just getting warmed up. Abraham, are you ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's look at 2024. It's winding up. It's coming to an end. How would you score President Asiwaju's renewed hope agenda so far?
President.
How would you score his government, his participation? How would you rate the government so far? In your own assessment?
60%.
Please don't be please be very no fear nobody. Just say it as it is, and then thank you. Just say it as it is, and we have a way to be able to assuage it.
Journalists, so without fear or favor, it's 60%. They've done well in infrastructure development. They've done well in providing security and securing security and properties. They've done well in security, infrastructure development, not only in the FCT but across the country.
FCT, I must call them high. They've done credibly well, very well. As a matter of fact, the combination of the FCT minister, His Excellency, is the Bonwonyi Sonwike, and the chairman, the coordinator of Abuja Metropolitan Municipal Council, my own brother, Honorable Felix Obua, DSSRO. The combination has created such great impact in the FCT, and I have to give it to Honorable Obua. He's doing such a yeoman's job, especially in AEPB, Abuja Environmental Protection Board. Engineer Osile Brahima too, who is the director there, he's doing a great job. You can see that Abuja is civil, it's clean, and it's in this Yuletide. It's looking very welcoming for tourists coming from abroad. We never had it so clean and so good, right? You will say that, right? Yeah. I have to hand it to Brahima. Brahima is doing a great job. Kudos to you, Engineer Brahima at AEPB. And then also the Senate. Let's look at other areas now. What do you think? How well do you think the president has
agriculture and the economy too?
And the economy, yes. Do you think that? Do you think they're
on board of the refinery?
The new refinery that's coming on, right? Okay, yeah. Let's enjoy.
In fact, there are some people that went out black, meaning that he went ahead and removed this for the first time since 2014. The foreign reserve has gone up to $40-something billion now. This must give kudos to President Ahmed Tinubu. But my message to Nigeria, Ghana, they've done well in the last election. So we must believe in Nigeria. Nigeria must work. We must support the president to make sure he fixes Nigeria for us with his wealth of his own, with his leadership quality and leadership acumen. I believe he's going to do well for Nigeria. We still have time before 2027, and my message to Nigeria out there is that to believe in the country.
Believe in the country, no doubt about it. The country, 2024 is rounding up. Let's look at the purchasing power of Nigerians. Do you think? What do you think? How do you think this Christmas is going to look like?
Nigeria will work again. Nigeria will be great again. Nobody go above the economy of his country. I believe the economy will work again. So we should believe things will work.
What are the indices that proves that shows that the economy will work again?
The indices that the foreign reserve is high, is coming up, and you can hear this latest.
And the naira has gained ground.
Almost 250 naira.
And then we expect more. We expect it to gain more.
That's the power of faith.
And that's what you promised them. That don't worry, that sooner or later things will stabilize.
Knows what he's doing. If you have follow somebody who knows.
That's the saying. No, go ahead. Feel free. If you want to speak pidgin, feel free. Feel free if you want to speak pidgin.
You man know what he's doing. Just be patient. Our is patient.
Is it just being patient alone, or being patient and supportive?
Yeah, be patient and supportive and speak good of our country. The way we run Nigeria down, as if we want for another Nigeria anyway.
I have a guest that is coming on the program soon. He's on his way here. He lives in America for a long time. He's on his way here. He's almost by the station here. So we want to. Yeah, he's back home now. So I want to join. I want to just suppose what he's seen of Nigeria and what is expected, what was out there.
There's no place like home. If you jackpot, you go to jackpot, you are going to come back to home. There's no place like home. Just like when the Minister of FCT was commissioning some taxes for young Nigerians last time, he told them that, look, some of you should not be ashamed to be a taxi driver in your own country, because some of you that are ashamed to be taxi driver here in Nigeria are there outside country doing taxi, driving taxi for other men just to survive. So we may have our challenges, but because nation building is a collective responsibility, so we must support the government in whatever way we can, in whatever way we could, and in whatever way we should, to support the federal government of Nigeria, elected government, elected by the people of Nigeria, to deliver this dividend of democracy.
I would, and I should, and I am scoring Asiwaju high on education.
Thank you very much.
Especially the fact that he's been able to make those who cannot this loan, NEL fund, yes, available for students. First time in the history of Nigeria. I mean, like,
I was telling a friend,
yes,
if I had this opportunity, I wouldn't have left the university environment.
You would have done to your PhD at least. Yes.
PhD to be a lecturer. If I have this opportunity, that's my message to young people out there. They are listening to me.
Yeah.
Take advantage of this NEL fund. It's a privilege. You should use
Asiwaju has made life very easy and very accessible for everybody to be able to access everything. Yeah.
Every family in Nigeria in the next 10 years are going to provide thousands of graduates. There will be no family in Nigeria that will not have graduates in the next 10 years by God's grace. So it's a privilege. When you have a literate society, I tell you, there's hope for that country.
That's true.
Nigerian destiny is possible. So we should just wait and support this man. He has a lot of ideas, many things to bring about. This renewed hope is working.
I normally say that the renewed hope agenda is active and alive to its responsibilities.
I like that word. Right on radio. I like that.
It's active and alive to its responsibilities. Yeah. So, and the future starts today. Yeah. Now, we just talked about the education now. The NEL fund is a plus. But let's look at the structures. Let's look at the educational structures in that we have right now. It's a far cry from what it should be. Let's not give. When we praise government, let's also
funding. The challenge is funding.
Is it funding? But let's look at the FCT where we are. The school infrastructure in the FCT is a cry. Is a shame. It's a far cry. I know the minister. I know the minister is planning or is doing some renovating some schools and stuff like that. They should be. Look, I started my journalism from River State.
Okay, sir.
I rose to become the chief press secretary to the Bayelsa State government when Chief Temipre Silva was governor of Bayelsa State. Yes, now in River State, I'm gonna give kudos to His Excellency Rotimi Amechi. I'm not his fan, but I'm going to give kudos to him. I say it as it is. Like I always say, I need to carry water for mouth. The schools Rotimi built in Port Harcourt, they are second to none all over Nigeria. If we can have those kind of schools replicated in the FCT, oh, my brother, you'll be happy. You'll be happy to send your children to public schools. I say you'll be happy. You will send them to public schools. Public schools will be functional. More persons will be attracted to attend public schools. So let's look at the infrastructure, educational infrastructure. There is need for us to enhance it. Because when we enhance a good learning environment is going to create a good result at the end of the day. Right. What's your take on that?
And learning and environment go hand in hand. Learning and environment go hand in hand.
Okay.
What we are saying is the right step. We need infrastructures in our schools. This era of IT, there's need for provision of computers. It's not even alone. Conducive environment for the student, the pupils to learn. They will be in the right mind to grab whatever teacher is teaching them. Because this era, you can't say IT can do everything alone. We still need human beings to teach the children, the kids, the pupils. I know we'll get there. The government is doing something about it, and the FCT has started doing something about it under the quality leadership of Barrister.
Training and retraining of the teachers.
And working with other development partners.
Yes.
I think we are going to, that change will become.
Okay, now you spoke about environment, and I was a short while ago, I was talking about environment and how the environment in Abuja is so attractive and welcoming to international investors and tourists at the same time, and I was giving kudos to Engineer O.C. Brima at the AEPB. There's still more to be done, because if you go around Abuja, you see that the environment, as good as it is now, there's still work to be done. You see what's it called now? Public utilities are lacking in Abuja as in the FCT. You see crap. Let's call it. I call it crap. That's physics in the gutters, on the freeway, on the median. in the night. People go there to excrete, you know. Then you talk about scavenger. How do we manage this? Especially in this Yuletide, we need a better society. How do we begin to manage this for a better environment? Yes.
Yuletide will come and go, but it should be a consistent thing.
A consistency, yes, I have.
Be consistent during this Yuletide. We'll prepare for it. After Yuletide, we'll continue. So I think they are going to sustain it because they've started well. The last 6 months, we are not where we used to be in FCT. So the kudos must go to the president for appointing the right person as a minister of FCT. So I think the next couple of months, as we are marching to the new year by God's grace, I know we are going to see a lot of development activities in FCT.
I must give kudos. You're right there, though. His Excellency is about 1 year so wiki means business is a work I do, is a talk I do man. I know him very well. He's my friend, my brother. When he takes something on, he makes sure that he gives the best of it. You understand? Right. But we're not done yet. We're still looking at various aspects of 2024 winding up. Now let's move a step further. Now before we take the next break, before our friend comes in, aviation. Would you say that we have done well there? No, Air Peace is going places. Yeah. But I still believe that I still believe that we should have a national carrier.
Nigerian.
What's your take on aviation so far? Justice Kayamo is doing great there.
Yeah, in terms of infrastructure, our airports is upgrading it. He continued from where the former man have started and is doing a lot there now. And supporting the private sector. You can hear a recent listing. The Air Peace man is the support of the federal government. So I think we need a national carrier. The absence of national carrier, in fact, is a slap to it.
It's a slap to this nation. What does it take to start a national carrier?
Small countries in Africa.
What does it take? What does it take to start a national carrier? If we do like six aircraft, one for one region.
That's all.
Go on, talk to me.
So, yeah. It takes a lot because of lack of political will is contributing. The absence of national carrier too is contributing. The absence of political will and visionary person in the. I can see I don't want to talk about that now, but with the sad incident of last time the former minister embarrassed the country, are collaborating with small Ethiopia country to start a kind of something that is not tenable, and that's what brought us together.
Okay, let's take a break again. I think our next guest is here, but let's just take a break again, and then we'll come back again. The show is still Renewed Hope Agenda. The Renewed Hope
Agenda is active and alive. Better tomorrow starts today. The program is brought to you by the Renewed Hope Agenda, The Way Forward. For more information, visit our website or follow us on social media at Renewed Hope Agenda, The Way Forward. Facebook at Citizens FM 93.7, Instagram at Citizens FM 93.7, X handle at Citizens FM 93.7. Subscribe and watch us live on YouTube. Call us on 090-3222-9797 or 070-3893-6646. WhatsApp number 0818-222-2205 070-3893-6646. Keep a date with us every Tuesday 2 p.m. Citizens FM 93.7 with a veteran and legendary Honorable Samatase Oboro anchoring. I come correct or I don't come at all. The Renewed Hope Agenda of President Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu is a beacon of hope renewed for Nigerians going forward. As our nation marks 63 years of independence, there is no denial of the fact that our nation faces challenging times. But it is pertinent we know that hope shines brightest, and what we pursue is a renewed hope for a better tomorrow and a greater Nigeria. Join us on the program Renewed Hope Agenda, The Way Forward, from 1st October 2024, every week on 93.7 Citizens FM, 2 p.m. every Tuesday, as we discuss the policies, programs, vision, and mission of President Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu's administration its benefiting effect. Also, disclose the many opportunities for growth that the Renewed Hope Agenda has made possible as it strives to leave no one behind. We will also be dissecting how the Renewed Hope Agenda is building a strong cord among our people, investing in a future where everyone can thrive.
It's around.
Renewed Hope Agenda is active. Better tomorrow, that's today. The program is brought to you by the Renewed Hope Agenda. For more information, visit our website. Follow us on social media at Renewed Hope Agenda, the way forward. Facebook at Citizens FM 93.7, Instagram at Citizens FM 93.7, X handle at Citizens FM 93.7. Subscribe and watch us live on YouTube. Call us on 090-3222-9797 or 070-3893-6646. WhatsApp number 0818-222-2205 070-3893-6646. Keep a date with us every Tuesday 2 p.m. Citizens FM 93.7 with a veteran and legendary Honorable Samatase Oburu anchoring. I come correct.
All right, I'm on air now. I'm going back. I'll wait for you. Wait for I forgot that the microphone was open. Yeah, but you're here right now. Nice to still have you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, the show is still on, and the show must go on. We're looking at the year ending 2024, right?
Yeah, 2024 review.
Now, in the Renewed Hope Agenda, how far, how well? We've not talked about health. And we have not seen much about health. As a matter of fact, not many ministries have been up and working as active as they should be, compared to what Asiwaju is doing. But let's look at what Asiwaju has done. Let's look at the good parts. Let's forget the ones that are not doing well, believing that they will meet up to the Asiwaju's president, Asiwaju's pace. I know he traveled recently and signed a few deals in France. As a matter of fact, I saw Tony Lumelu signing some major deals with the French counterpart. I mean, let's look at that. What Asiwaju is doing in terms of driving business into Nigeria. Do you think he has been able to live up to the hype?
Yeah, nobody did this way. For him to travel, that's why he has been traveling out of the country. The G20, you have to start from the G20 meeting and the South African Joint Commission he signed, which they met at Pretoria last time. So this is another way of attracting foreign direct investment to the country. And the present environment in Nigeria with the peaceful coexistence, and I know it will attract foreign direct investment. And we must change the way we do business in Nigeria. This is what the Mr. President is doing. It's not going to be business as usual. It's going to affect real investors that will create employment for our people. Not briefcase investment, or they just come and invest and pack in the foreign back to their country. That's not going to be. So that's why I think the signing, why the Nigeria is becoming attractive to the French government now, is because of recently the Sahel governments have cut ties. They are kicking them out. Now Nigerians, with our population and with our
population is alone.
It's a market.
It's a huge market. And if you put all the Sahel governments together, they're not even up to half
the
of
entire
our
West Africa economy is not up to Nigerian economy, to be sincere. ECOWAS. So Nigeria is second to South Africa in the whole of Africa. And now, Mr. President, in his wisdom, has taken us back to South Africa to build the joint cooperation. I know with the signing of the joint cooperation, which the South African government are interested in Nigerian lithium. This lithium will provide electricity, electric cars, and other things in recent time. I know the investors are coming.
For lithium, right?
Lithium. They are interested in our lithium, which we have it abundantly in the north central state and some part of northwestern state of the country. We have it abundantly. And they are wasting away all these years. It takes the wisdom of the president. Now that the South Africans are interested, they are going to bring money, hard currency, to invest in this lithium project. maybe the next couple of years, Nigerians will be driving electricity cars.
So what a short while
So
ago, we had a guest on the program. We had a guest on the program, Osamide. We came and spoke on CNG. What's the difference between electric cars and CNG?
Yeah,
electric cars are electric, CNG is gas, right?
It's alternative energy.
Yeah.
So we are not going to rely much on petrol anymore. That brought this on to actually that affected.
We're talking about the lithium. Let's look at the lithium. We're talking about the investments that are coming in, that will be coming, that we're expecting to come in from.
Sadly, the media handlers of Mr. President have not done well in this area. They've not publicized it. Tell Nigerians this is the opportunity of this.
Is that the only place where they are found lacking?
Yeah, honestly, handlers are not doing well in this angle.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, that's what my thinking, because Nigerians need to know. I'm telling you that this is the purpose of the visit to South Africa. This is the purpose of the joint commission. You know, it's biannual
on everything the president is doing. Enough enlightenment.
And that's why I must commend you, Right Honorable Sam, on radio. You are doing well for that.
Thank you very much.
So let's keep promoting the activities, the policies and programs of the federal government, the Renew Hope agenda. I know, by God grace, Nigeria will see light at the end of the tunnel. No, despite the hardship, the challenges we are facing. Okay. We are not only world. It's a global thing.
Yes, that's right.
The Americans too, they are facing inflation. Anywhere you go in the world, they are facing economic challenges. There's a downturn everywhere. But I know our own case will not be peculiar. Our own case will not be different. I know, by God's grace, by supporting the government, our own is giving the maximum cooperation to move this country forward.
Now, you talked about lithium. Yeah. I should group that as solid mineral.
Right.
When the president traveled to France, I think the solid mineral minister went with him, and I'm wondering, we have gold here in abundance. Gold as solid mineral, and they are mining it right now. But I'm surprised that just a few persons are mining it and doing it as personal business.
No, the federal government has to come in that.
The federal government has to come in there because some persons are doing it and they have so much funds.
That is the cause of the crisis in Zamfara. Yeah, Zamfara, some part of the northwest. It is that solid mineral there. Some people want to have it as a kind of chiefdom to be dominating the environment. I think that's what brought the conflict. So the government now, it's our role to highlight it, to tell the government to do something about it, especially the minister, to make sure you tell Mr. President, to tell the armed forces to mobilize down there to safeguard our resources in Zamfara there, because
it's not just safeguarding it. We have to safeguard it and then start exploiting
and
exploiting it. Start using it to get foreign exchange, because gold is universal. It's something that you cannot go wrong. I mean, the world needs gold. So all this our external funds, external debts and stuff like that, we could actually do better to pay some of them. You understand?
I'm telling you, we have no reason to be poor in Nigeria if only our resources are utilized for the benefit of the people. We have nothing to do with poverty. We have nothing to do with any economic hardship. If the dormant lands in the northern Nigeria alone can fill the whole of West Africa. Tell you, sir. That's why the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security is doing something about that. They have to do more, because we expect more from that area. Nigerians we must feed ourselves. So do something about agriculture and solid minerals. We have the potential to be great in terms of agricultural development and resource and food security. So these are challenges as a people. So we have the political will to do something about that. Last time they were talking about the enumeration of dams we have across the country. I was sure over 200 dams, and we cannot feed ourselves. There should be one all-year calendar, farming. It should be irrigation, and the rainy season it should be continuous dry farming. So that's what we are looking forward to.
Okay, now let's we're almost rounding up.
Because the successive government in the past have not done anything about that, but this government, they are willing. We can see the willingness about that. So the lithium, Nasarawa State, the Morini FCT, they have it in abundance.
You're sure?
Very sure. And Plateau State and Kogi State too have it in abundance. So these are things that will give us enough foreign exchange. Dollar is not even our problem. We have enough things to export, solid minerals to export outside there. We earn a lot of foreign exchange for our socio-economic development. which is sustainable.
But we're not utilizing it.
We are not. I'm the president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the New Hope agenda is doing it now. So that's why I was in South Africa, G20, the BRICS summit. I hope very soon Nigeria will even join the BRICS. The way we are going, President Ahmed Tinubu promise is taking us there to join the BRICS.
You think we're going to be better off joining BRICS?
Absolutely. That will make us to sit up and will close door on the loopholes we have. But our problem is loopholes. A lot of corrupt practices there and there in the system.
But you see, the point is that those people who are actually benefiting from it right now do not want innovation. They don't want those loopholes to be closed. You understand me? Because when you close those loopholes, revenue will you'll be able to boost revenue, and when you boost revenue, there'll be more money for government to be able to use to do projects. But persons that are already occupying the seats now, that are enjoying the loopholes, do not want to support.
No citizen is greater than any country, sir.
But I have an experience, though. I don't want to come on radio here to talk about it. You know, I have a very sad experience.
No group of people, no individual is greater than the state and the government. If government has a political will, they can subjugate them. When the government is serious, they will put a stop to that. The challenge we have, there are a lot of absence of political will to deal with things, the culture of impunity. It's a topic for another day. Culture of impunity, and it's a topic for another day, sir. I know we get there with time. Though the successive government in the past have not done anything about it, does not mean this government will fail. So we must learn from our history as a people, our checkered history as a people, to do the right thing for the benefit of our children, and generation unborn.
Okay, now let's look at before we wrap it up. Let's look at empowerment so far. Government empowerment so far. The president has been able, how will I put it? It has not been able to. The president has done his bit, but it has not been able to. It has not been able to like transcend to everyone.
Governance.
Yeah. But no. I mean, some persons have not been able to. Some persons that worked assiduously for this administration have not been able to be carried along, and those persons who did not work for this administration have seen appointment and stuff like that. Let's look at youth. Let's look at empowerment first of all. Reward system of the party and the government. We'll speak on that and then move on to talk about the reward system of the empowerment for youths as well.
The empowerment is in relative terms. Empowerment as in, is he carrying people political appointment? That's what we mean by empowerment.
Well, no, go ahead. What are inclusive?
So empowerment is a relative term as far as I'm concerned. So what is more empowering is the empowerment of all Nigerians, building the enabling environment for all Nigerians to benefit. So that's what I believe. That's the right policies to bring on board to make sure things happen. Bringing for some people, they should not politicize everything in this country. That's where we are getting it wrong. So the word empowerment is a relative word. So political appointment is just for some few people. But we should bring a system that will reward system that will work for all Nigerians. And bringing a policy that will affect all Nigerians wherever they are. So that's where the state government must come in now.
Okay, now quickly, just before we wrap up, our special guest has just joined us. We've been waiting for him all this while. Mr. Emmanuel Ede. Mr. Emmanuel Ede, Manny, I call him Mr. Manny. Manny, you're welcome to the show. Manny will be waiting for you. Just go there, say hello to the people.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
All right, now, Manny has been in the diaspora. He has lived in America for a long time. He just came back about 2-3 weeks ago from the United States of America. He used to live in Houston. And I was bringing him on the show here for us to be able to look at the leadership style and culture of what he's been used to in America and here in Nigeria. But Manny most his way trying to locate the labor house. And at the same time, he got to some other house, and you know how Nigeria can be sometimes. You tell them something, give them an address from your Google map and everything. That's the time I'll tell you, I know the place. I know. Ended up dropping him somewhere. But Manny is here in the studio. Manny, I'm so glad you could make it.
Thank you.
Once again, you're welcome to the show. Manny, now let's look at it. You are fresh from the diaspora. Let's look at what's your take, the Nigeria that you have seen in 2 weeks, and where you're coming from. What's the difference?
I mean, there's a lot of big difference, right? But one thing that I've noticed is that it's like no one really wants to take responsibility for anything, right?
Right.
Until you get angry and you start screaming and you start shouting, and it's like, oh, there goes the crazy man, you know. But nobody really wants to take responsibility for anything. So I don't know if there are several differences that I've noticed, right? But one thing, and pardon me, you know,
No,
for
go
those
ahead,
who
talk,
disagree with me, but it seems like some of the leadership or leaders that we have here, they just want to get the leadership post, you know, to have a feather in their cap. You know, they don't really plan to do anything positive, you know, with that position. It's just like, let me get in and see how much money I can get for me and my family, as opposed to making changes. You know, there is a reason that most countries overseas consider Nigeria a failed system, you know, and we have had different leaders over time that could have made changes, you know, but different leaders, same results. Different leaders with different political ideas and same results, you know. So it's about time that we as Nigerians said, what we're currently doing is not working. What can we do differently?
Now, what do you think we can do differently that can make Nigeria work? You have seen a better organized society. You've lived in a better organized society for XYZ number of years. I know you've been in the States for 20 years or thereabout. Now, what do you think that we should begin to do, especially with this government, that we can be able to move from where we are now to a better society, to a better Nigeria?
To be honest with you, even in the next 200 years, I don't see Nigeria becoming that beacon of light that other countries are. But what we can do today is start going in the right direction, right? One thing is that Nigeria does not have a solid foundation, right? You look at a country like the United States, right? You can put a pair of sailpats as the president today, and America will still function. You can put the most stupid president ever as president of America, and the country will still function. Why? Because they have a solid foundation.
Strong institution.
Yeah.
They have strong democratic institutions.
Yes.
Okay, now you're back in the country, and I'm sure you want a better Nigeria.
Of course.
So now, what are the beans? What can you look at? What can you tell us that we can do, that we can add to be able to live up to a better society? That's what we're saying here right now.
I think the first thing is that, there is something I think is very important, right?
Yeah, go on.
I think it's very ridiculous that I should be paying 500 of our currency, or even 1,000 of our currency for a bottle of water, right? In every other part of the world, water is one of your currency. Either it's $1 or €1 or 1 lira. Water is the most basic thing in this world. Everybody should have access to water.
Okay, now you're
Food
talking.
is very expensive. I'm paying, now people can say 10,000 naira is nothing, but don't look at it as 10,000 naira. Look at it as 10,000 of your currency, right? At one point, the Ghana cedis had no value overseas, right? But the cedi had value in their country. And from having value in their country, the rest of the world came to recognize the value of cedi, and now cedi has more value than the naira. Right? So I think the government should regulate food and water and
electricity
and living. The basic things the government needs to regulate it. Because any restaurant owner can just wake up one morning and say, oh, Mama Nkechi is selling her akara for. She didn't know if Mama Nkechi did something different. All she knows is the Mama Nkechi is selling for 5,000, so my own must be 5,000. Okay. Before you know it, you should have value here.
But you see, the Naira has been able to appreciate. I mean, you want to give kudos to the government for doing that.
Yeah,
right?
But is that really sustainable?
So what do you think we can do to sustain that for the Naira to really appreciate?
Our money has to have value in our country first. Forget the value of the Naira outside.
All right.
Let it have value in our country.
All right.
Okay, we need to bring Kobo back. Okay, we need to, even if 1,000 Naira, we stop using it. Make the highest currency 500. Okay, because making all these high bills devalues your money. Bring Kobo back. People need to be giving you change in coins. Okay, water needs to be about 5 Naira. A bottle of water. Okay. So the government needs to regulate certain things. Now, when I say regulate, it doesn't mean if a farmer buys his chicken of 10,000 naira, you say you must sell for 5,000. No, you regulate it all the way through the supply line,
through the value chain.
Yes,
as well.
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at our etiquette or moral etiquette, the way we behave, the way we receive visitors, the way we treat visitors. There's a lacuna. Once they perceive that you're a visitor or you're a tourist, they try to take advantage of you because our orientation. I think it needs reorientation more or less. So you have been in the country for like what 2 weeks, 3 weeks now.
Yes,
how have you been treated by various persons that you've met? Have you been? Is it something that you want to? Is it something
Sure.
you're proud of?
Sure. I mean, this is not my first time in Nigeria, right?
Right, yeah.
And I understand that boys have to eat, girls have to eat.
Yeah.
You know, because na condition make crayfish bend.
All right.
If the economy was not bad, young boys and girls will not be out there doing whatever it takes to steal or take your money by any means necessary, even if it means cheating and lying, right? So if the government can make our country good for us, then people can be legitimately employed.
Okay.
People don't have to, like, if you go to a place like Maitama, all the embassies in front, there are young men carrying CVs and folders walking up and down. Why? Trying to go to a place like Kuwait. Is Kuwait better? Does Kuwait have anything better than Nigeria? So why are we leaving Nigeria to run and go there when we can make our country better first?
Okay, we're not done yet, although we're on top of the time now. Lastly, what's your advice? So I've been with Abraham all this while, chilling out and waiting out for you. Well, like I say, the show is Renewed Hope Agenda, the way forward, and we're looking at various things that we can do to be able to move Nigeria forward from where we are now to a better society tomorrow. And it's just top of the hour where I should be calling it quits, but Manny is just coming into the studio, and like I have a whole lot to talk to about with Manny. Manny, just before you roll, job opportunity, the youths. You've been able to say 1 or 2, 3 things on what government should do, but I still think that we have a lot to tap from you. Like what are you looking at? Where are you looking at? What are you looking at doing in the next few days and the next few weeks? Let's look. Maybe I may be able to send you to the Ministry of the Diaspora Commission where they can hook you up. There's a whole lot, but I need for you to be active and relevant and add value to our society because the youth have to learn from you. We're talking about youth empowerment, but just before you came in, Abraham, what were you saying about youth empowerment?
Yeah, my own opinion is youth empowerment in relative terms. When the economic is good, everything will work for the youth.
What's your take, Manny?
Because the youth are the strength of the nation.
Okay. Manny, what's your take on youth empowerment?
I agree. If the economy is good, then
what makes the economy to be good? How can you get the economy to be good?
Well, it starts from the top.
The top, right?
It starts from the top and goes all the way down to the family. Yeah. So if the economy is strong, then you have a strong family unit. Then the youths are growing up in a comfortable and stable home and stable environment. Yeah.
Okay, now before we wrap it up, it's 3:00 on my wristwatch here. And just before we wrap it up, what's your last word to the government, to the Renewed Hope Agenda of President Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu?
My last word is that they should do more because they promise more for Nigerians, and they should do more for.
Talking about promise, my guys are not here today. They also have come here. Omar Abutu Omar and his crew from Madaki, from the Nigerian Movement for Good Leadership, and they have here with them. They have 10 Tinubu's 10 promises to Nigerians, which I would have taken. But I don't have the time for that this week. Next time they should come. When they come next week, we'll be able to talk about that. But Manny, what's your take? What's your last word? What's your advice to President Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu? And what's your advice to Nigerians going into the Yuletide?
With all due respect to the president,
yeah,
I think if he really wants to leave a lasting legacy, he should not be worried about what happens in the next 4 to 8 years, right? He should have some of our brightest young minds research the problems that will face Nigeria in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, in the next 50 years, and start fixing it now so that when 20, 50, 100 years comes, the future generation, they have some kind of documentation of work that somebody else did that they can work on. I believe the future is more important than today. I believe that if we suffer today and smile tomorrow, then it's good. But if we suffer today and suffer tomorrow, then who come this world to just suffer?
Nice one there. If we suffer today and smile tomorrow, it's a whole lot better. Like we say in the Renewed Hope Agenda, the future starts today. My name is Sam Atasioburu, and like I always say, the best is yet to come. But how be it, I come correct or I don't come at all. And on this note, we're wrapping it up. It's been a nice time having you. Stay tuned to the radio. Next week, you miss us. You miss a fantastic time on radio.
Our
Don't
website.
miss me next
Follow
week.
us on social
Do everything
media
you can not to
at
miss me
Renew Hope
next week
Agenda,
because
Way
I'll be
Forward.
on fire.
Facebook at Citizens FM 93.7. Instagram at Citizens FM 93.7. X handle at Citizens FM 93.7. Subscribe and watch us live on YouTube. Call us on 090-3222-9797 or 070-3893-6646. WhatsApp number 0818-222-22